What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the penultimate episode, episode 9. Sorry for the nerd word, of season 1 of 180. I'm your host, Xander Tzadwa, founder of Across the Culture. And on this episode of Essential Hip Hop Questions, I want to ask what's the difference between talking about the best rappers versus the greatest rapper of all time? Start with a distinction between best and greatest. Sometimes we conflate the two terms, but I think when you talk about great, there is ultimately a sense of impact, of something being consequential, something being just bigger, right? Versus best, which is used to describe technical excellence or the excellence in qualities of something. So you can have an artist, or even if you take it to sports, you can have someone who is the best player in a given sport, but not necessarily the most impactful in terms of either their narrative or what they shifted in the game. That's where you distinguish someone into being a great or being the greatest. Now, of course, greats in any field are extremely good at what they do, and in any given year or period of time could have been the best at what they did. But ultimately, what makes them great is what they changed, what they captured, and what makes them essential to their field. An example of an artist I'd consider, easily in the top 5 GOAT discussion in hip hop would be Pac, right? Tupac is without a doubt, responsible for elevating hip hop's role in big picture social dialogue. His voice on feminism, on racism, on imperialism even, is one of a kind, and there are plenty of artistic qualities of his that merit that. That being said, you can poke at his lyricism pretty handily, and you could find 10-15 MCs that are better than Pac, but not many that are greater. On the flip side, you can talk about lyricists like A$AP Rock, like Lupe Fiasco, that are phenomenal and at any point in time could give you a best verse of the year. But in terms of impact or shifting expectations, conversations, or the role of hip hop in just humanity, you wouldn't say that those rappers, even if they technically are better than Rakim in terms of complexity, flows, versatility, you wouldn't say they're greater than Rakim, because Rakim essentially fathered this new elevated standard of hip hop, of making polysyllabic and more complex flows just normal. So that is an idea, that is a way to understand the difference between best and greatest. And I think there's room for everyone that does hip hop well to be celebrated. Thank you for checking in. One more episode for this season to go. Peep the next episode of 180.